Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 2 on Calmsden Farm. As you can see, the work continues on the barley harvest here on field 3. And I don't know if we can see off in the distance there, but workers also working on the plowing on field 2. And we are going to get set up to do those spraying contracts. And in order to do that, we need to start at the store. I need to hoof it to the other farmyard and grab our 7716. So I'll catch up with you back at the store. We're down here at the store and we're looking for a couple things. Actually, we're looking for a trailer. And I think this is our only choice. We will order it in Massey Red, of course. I think with black rims. Yes, I think that'll do. We'll buy that. And we need some herbicide. Now, there are cheaper options in the game, but we're going to go with these. These are lower cost. They're not the lowest cost, but this is what we're going to use for now. We could purchase it at our silos, but it's a higher cost with the delivery charge, and we're not in a position to do that right now. And so our trailer will hold 5 of these, so we will take 5. There we go. I'll get hooked on and get these loaded, but I think I need to right now run up and empty the tank on the harvester. So when I get this organized, I will catch up with you then. There we are, the harvester's empty. Our trailer is loaded, so we're off to field 17, and I thought I'd keep you on board for that, just so you can see some of the map. Really is a very picturesque map. Really can't zoom out here, or the trees are in the way, and I can't see where I'm going, because we know that never works out good. There's our field 3 with our worker harvesting our barley. This road here just splits our 2 farmyards. There's our cow one on the left and our arable one on the right. Sound like one of those guys who do the bus tours. And if you look to your left, there's some really neat sound effects on the map too. I had a job this past week, and where I had to work, because there's a bunch of electric equipment in there, they've got a lot of air circulating. It was very dry. It aggravated my throat like crazy. It started to bring my cough back again. I was pretty excited about that, let me tell you. This is one hill on the map that you need a little horsepower to get up. Deer off to the right. And our gate. Alright, we'll just park up along here. I'll run back and grab the sprayer. And I'll catch up with you when I get back from that. Well, our sprayer's down here, field 17. It's loaded up and good to go. And what I found works best on these fields is if we do just outline the field and that way it gives our worker room to turn and they don't get hung up so often in the hedges or the trees. So I just find it works a little better. It's worth the little extra time. I really enjoy using this sprayer. You know, with the fast road speed and then the all-wheel steer makes it very maneuverable. I guess the only drawback it has is a slightly smaller tank than some of the other options, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons, in my opinion anyway. Oh, and I was going to mention, just like that, we've got almost every piece of equipment on the farm, powered equipment anyways, in use. The only thing that isn't doing something right now is the telehandler. So if we want to go to town and get coffee, I guess that's our only option. Sorry I can't really swing around and give you better views right now just because I can't turn a worker loose, and I've learned from experience I really do need to kind of pay attention to where I'm going. With these large fields, these contracts pay pretty well, but they do take some time. I really like at maps where they finish the map edge like that, where it looks like it continues on. Really makes you feel immersed in the world, I guess you could say, rather than just kind of have stop and go, you know, like you're falling off the edge of the earth. Oh, I see we need to empty our tank again. Boy, he's, you know, it didn't have a very good yield bonus, but that tank is filling up fast. I just filled it before, or emptied it, I should say, before I came here. He's getting pretty close to being done that field. Too much longer we'll be able to move over onto our wheat. was watching Mr. Sealy P. He started a Let's Play on this map a little bit ago, and I found out there's a secret field we have access to that I wasn't aware of, so we'll have to check that out. It's a meadow that we can cut grass in. So something to look forward to if you haven't seen that already. I see his tank is full now. We'll just, he can wait until we're done here. Alright, now we can get a worker going. And I think I'm going to try sending him off this way. And see how that works out. I know there's more turning for the worker, but I think it might work out a little better actually. We'll give it a try. There he goes. That looks pretty awesome with that wide stance like that. Alright. We'll leave him to that, and I better run empty that harvester, so I'll catch up with you in a minute. Well, I just finished emptying the harvester. He's carrying on. Got a worker over here plowing. And I was just going to bring you back in just to comment. That's what I mean. I've never had a farm where, like, usually if I've got 3 tractors, I'm good. But if I had another tractor, I'd start baling this straw up. But I don't. Everything's busy. Can't bale with a telehandler. So I'm going to carry on and support these workers here for the next little bit. And once we get some of these jobs done, I'll bring you back in. So we'll talk to you in a bit. Well, we've been making progress. The worker finished the plowing on field 2. So we made a tractor swap. So the 305, our largest Massey, is now shuttling for our sprayer. Our sprayer used all of the herbicide we had in our trailer. So I have gone back to the store and filled our trailer up again and set it on field 30. Where our next spraying contract is. Our sprayer is still sitting on field 17, but that contract is complete. And the worker finished the harvest of our barley just across the road. If you look across, you can see our tractor and trailer sitting there. I literally just dumped it out and came over here, and now I'm going to do a couple laps around the field so I can get a worker going on our wheat. According to the weather forecast, it's supposed to rain in an hour at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Hopefully they're wrong, because I don't think we'll get this wheat off in an hour, but hopefully the rain holds off for a little bit. I'm going to do 2 rounds around this field again. It does help out the worker, but the biggest reason is because I'm baling this straw. And I find that works best when I've got room to turn the baler around, in all locations of the field. So it's kind of my habit when anytime I'm baling straw. Anyways, I'll carry on with this, and once we get a worker going on that, I'll bring you back in, and we'll get on to the next thing. Well, we're just on the final legs here of doing our border. I had to empty the harvester once. I did check the forecast, and it's still forecasting rain, well, in a half an hour basically. Um, if they're accurate on that, they'll have to stop harvesting at that point. But they are only forecasting rain for a couple hours, so we should be able to get back on. But I do know this field will wither at midnight, so if they're wrong in the forecast and the rain continues on for any length of time, we may be forced to harvest in the rain, because something's better than nothing. Kind of the choices real life farmers have to make all the time. I know sometimes farmers around here, due to weather conditions, have to leave their crop lay in the field over the winter and harvest it in the spring once the snow's gone and the field's still frozen. They don't leave the crop standing in that case, they lay it down in a swath. But it does happen. They don't like to do it, but it does happen occasionally because it affects the yield, obviously, and the quality. But something better than nothing. Sometimes they'll just turn their cows out on it if they've got cattle on a crop that they've laid down and couldn't harvest. Right. We can get a worker going on here until the rain starts. And I think we'll go move the sprayer and get that going. Alright, we've got our sprayer down by our tanker here. We'll get it loading up. We're actually straight east of field 17 down by the biogas plant. We can take a look at the map here. And this is where we are. There's the biogas plant, and there's field 30, and here's field 17 over here. Oh, we haven't completed that contract. We might as well do that while we're in here so we can complete that. So as you can see, that takes us pretty much just a little ahead of where we started. So we've paid for all our herbicide for both fields, our worker fees, and our tanker with that one contract. Well, per my usual habit, I'm going to go around the outside of this field and we'll get a worker going. I kind of struggle with the balance of how much farming to show versus making progress on the Let's Play, especially when I want to keep them to like a half an hour. So if that mix is good for you guys, let me know, or if you have any suggestions. I do want to show some of the farming, but I also, we could take up a whole episode just harvesting that one field, for example. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with this, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, rain showed up right when the forecast said it would, unfortunately. So we're putting our harvest on hold for now. I'm just going to go empty the harvester so we can close it up, and I'll probably throw this in our granary. should have closed the cover on our trailer before I ran over here, I just realized. We'll just leave our harvester there. We'll go throw this in our silo. I was thinking we'll sell off all our wheat, but we'll keep some barley back. It's probably the first animals we'll get going is a few chickens. And I want to do some of all of the animals. Probably focus more on the cows, but we'll even, I'm thinking, have a pleasure horse or two. So that means we'll need barley for the pigs as well. So that's why I'm going to hold on to the barley and we'll use that for pigs and chickens. I'll probably sell off some of the barley. Now I haven't come at the silo from this direction yet, so we'll see how this goes. It could be could go well, or it could be a disaster. Boy, I was cutting it pretty close, but I think we got away with it. We did. Well, I'll leave you there for now until the rain stops. There isn't much we can do around the farm, so I'll catch up with you when the rain's done. Alright, well, the rain stopped about an hour ago. I completed the spraying contract on field 30 and took on another spraying contract, the last one on a small field, field 20 here, pretty much straight west of the farm. I just finished that and bought the sprayer back. We had some leftover herbicide, so it's in the tank here, so yeah, we've got about 5,000 liters in there. So we'll go in here and we'll accept those two contracts. And we're going to take this, we take the fertilizing one on field 17. So we need to move the sprayer over there. As you can see, I started some baling as well while I was waiting for workers, so that will continue. But I'm going to move the sprayer over. I'm going to run down and grab some fertilizer, and it's kind of pretty much a rinse and repeat of our spraying on that field. So I won't make you sit through that again. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, the work continues here on the farm. Finished the wheat harvest on our field 6 across the way there. You should be able to see just as we turn here. I've moved the harvester onto field 23 and started a, I think it's wheat harvesting contract. I actually picked up right in the very beginning. Kind of regret doing that now, but I still had my old hat on. Couldn't let a contract pass. The harvesting on field, or sorry, the fertilizing contract on field 17 continues. And I thought I'd show you some of the baling. Now, as I said in the first video, this disadvantage to this baler is you only have the one size of bales, which is the smallest. So we actually do gain here on the straw bales. They're 5,000 liters, which is a little bit bigger than they were in Farm Sim 19. The silage bales are only 3,500 liters. I can't remember what the hay ones are. I haven't baled that much hay, but they're going to be. They might be 4,000. I don't know. We're certainly going to find out. But this affects our total mixed ration, as I found out. I used to do two hay, one silage, one straw, and that mix still works. But as soon as you put in the additive for TMR, the mineral additive, you go out of mix. So what I found is what works is 2 hay, 2 silage, 1 straw. That works just fine. The additive doesn't really do anything for you in game. It's just something you can do for realism. I found it interesting. I watched a YouTube real life farmer. It's called Farming, Fixing and Fabricating, I think. They run a 1,700 head dairy farm in New York State in the US. And they actually have a TMR mix for that differs between like their milking cows, their pregnant cows, their heifers, their dry cows. And they get I think it's a vet-in about every month or two to review the mix that they're making and adjust it as required. It includes different minerals, but it also will include different types of silage, corn silage. So if you're interested in that kind of thing and want to find out about it, that's a pretty good channel. Now you can turn on auto bale dropping on this baler, and I do use it depending on the situation. And actually, I probably could on this field use it just fine, but there's lots of times it isn't convenient to have it drop, so I don't find it to be that big a nuisance, especially with straw, just to drop it on my own. I do like this bale turner. Like I say, it keeps the bales where they are, but it's not the ideal way for the bales to be sitting in the field. Like if it's raining and that would end on like that. But at least they're still in my field. And I'm not plucking them off a train track or someone else's field. Which, believe me, I have done before. When I first started playing Farm Sim and FS22, haying or any kind of gun was my least favorite thing to do. But now that I've kind of got used to the equipment and found this baler, it's actually one of my favorite things to do. Now I picked up a large cultivating contract on, I think it's field 1 just across from us. And I'll probably continue to do a few of the fertilizing contracts. There's quite a number of them. But like I do even on my own, when I'm playing on my own, I don't tend to work through the night. I will stop at, a reasonable time, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock kind of. I want to be off the field, and of course, unless it's particularly crucially harvest time or something like that, farmers do work very late. But I mean, it kind of defeat the purpose if I just worked all night long and pounded out all the contracts. But it is August. We have light for a little bit longer time. So well, I will do a few of those things. we've got quite a bit of work to do on our own fields. Got to get this straw up, then we can mulch these 2 fields that I crop in. Then they need to be plowed, lined, fertilized, rock picked, rolled, seeded. So we've got quite a bit to do. But we have the month of September to get that done. We are going to need some additional equipment. We don't have a rock picker. We don't have a mulcher. So I'm hoping these contracts will give us enough that we can purchase those. Or maybe we'll get lucky and they'll show up on the used equipment. They haven't so far. I think it was on our No Man's Let's Play that we got lucky and got a used rock picker just at the perfect time. So it can happen. There was a new mod that came out. It's a fermenting silo that I think we'll take advantage of on here. We put grass in and get silage out. We don't have to compact it and cover it. So at some point we'll give that a try, I think. That'll help with the bale count that, for silage that we just want to sell off. I have made total mixed ration in the past using loose, but I like doing it with bales. I see that earlier that our workers had stopped, so I probably should go take care of them and see what their problem is. But I think we should be getting pretty close to the end of this episode. So like I said, I will carry on with a few contracts until about 9 or 10 game time. I'll carry on with the baling. But the next time I see you will be the next day. It will be into September. So if you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you're enjoying the series, I encourage you to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified when the next content drops. But until next time, Farmer Murphy signing off.